Whether she was drunk or not, Kylie would have known immediately she wasn't going the right way, making her crash even more suspicious. Doug Bishop explains that where she was found within the vehicle, in the cargo compartment, was also suspicious, and that the whole thing just doesn't add up. The fact that no one is willing to talk is a huge red flag and adds to this suspicion. While this very well could be an accident, there are many inconsistencies in this story. Her friends stated that she seemed too drunk to drive and reported strange men at the party, but had no problem leaving her there alone. She clearly and coherently texted her mother, yet 30 minutes later was too inebriated to know that she was going the wrong way down a road that she'd traveled many times before. Law enforcement searched extensively, but couldn't locate a vehicle that was clearly seen from aerial cameras. It just doesn't add up. Bishop also says that it's suspicious that Kylie was located in the cargo area of the vehicle. He explains that had the windows been up, Kylie would have had the time to crawl back there. But why would she do that?
Why, Kylie?
Well, we don't know. But the thing is, when the vehicle was recovered, multiple windows were rolled down. This means the vehicle would have filled with water so quickly that she wouldn't have had time to maneuver back there. And why would she? She could so easily have maneuvered out the window to safety. The fact that she became stuck in the back of the car just makes no logical sense whatsoever. News reports claim that over 400 people pass away each year in their cars from being trapped in water. Your best chance of survival is to get out of the car before it's fully submerged. Most cars, when driven into the water, are fully submerged in less than a minute, so every second counts. Experts explain that your best bet is to get the windows down as soon as possible and escape through the front windows, not the rear. But in Kylie's case, this raises more questions. Kylie's driver window, along with the other windows, appeared to have been down when the vehicle was pulled from the water. Yet it's been reported that she was located in the backmost part of the vehicle. Furthermore, the driver's side mirror was broken off and there was a dent in the driver's side door. And neither of these appear to have been there when she left her home that evening. So where did this damage come from? Footage of several other vehicles that were recovered from the water show no damage to mirrors or doors. So what happened to Kylie's vehicle? If there were over 200 people in attendance, how did no one near the vehicle go into the water? While there's so much that's still unknown, Kylie's autopsy report soon revealed the truth of this case. And it's a truth that many of us are unlikely to accept. The autopsy report was released on Thursday, October 13th, 2022, in which the cause of Kylie's passing was declared as an accident. The official report claims that she drowned. Locals find this conclusion surprising, to put it mildly. They cite suspicions due to the chief of police and the coroner being one and the same. They say that many crimes in the area are covered up or declared an accident because this is a tourist location, and having a reputation for crime would be bad for the local economy, and I second this notion. In fact, this is one of the main reasons my wife and I left our hometown. In the few months before we packed up and moved, we personally spotted firsthand 3 crime scenes where people had lost their lives. One beside an apartment complex, one in a ditch on the side of a major highway, and another where the location escapes me at the moment, but not one of these crimes was ever officially documented. They were all covered up because the town was a tourist destination. The money from tourism is what kept the city afloat, and they couldn't risk losing all that money. The autopsy report says that Kylie was fully dressed and there was no evidence of any assault. The toxicology report showed caffeine, nicotine, and a minuscule amount of THC were in Kylie's system. Liver tissue samples taken showed that there was an alcohol level in her system of 0.08, right at the legal limit to drive. But many experts claim that these ethanol levels in her system were likely the result of the decomposition process. This leaves people questioning if Kylie was drunk at all. Roads in the area are not lit with street lamps. There are winding dirt paths that aren't well marked. It is possible, despite Kylie having been to this area many times, she took a wrong turn and drove herself directly into the water. But if so, what prevented her from climbing out an already open window? The most interesting element of the autopsy report is that there was virtually no water in her lungs. A medical examiner explained that the lung weights were surprisingly low for a case of water inhalation. One would expect that if a person passed away from drowning, there would be a lot of water in their lungs, but there wasn't nearly enough to conclude such a thing. Detective Sunnier reported that because there was no evidence of foul play, the manner of her passing had to be listed as accidental. I don't know about you, but to me, this just means that the team didn't dig deep enough to find the evidence they needed. I mean, heck, they clearly have a track record for this. Her vehicle was found in a spot they claim to have searched multiple times. In the end, there's a hole in the lives of Kylie's friends and family that will never be filled. Worse yet, they've never even been able to find out for certain what happened to Kylie that day. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be able to let this situation rest until I had some proven answers. But despite this incredibly heavy loss, I just hope this serves as a remarkably valuable lesson to never leave a friend behind.
Bye, Kylie.
This tragedy could have been avoided, but from it, there are lessons to be learned. For law enforcement, for partygoers, and for the true crime community. Kylie didn't have to lose her life that night, but I sincerely hope that the story of her loss may, in some way, help prevent others from meeting the same fate. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of True Crime Stories. If you enjoyed this video, check out this other interesting case I covered, and don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free and keeps you up to date with all of my future videos. You can also click that join button below to support the channel and see new videos long before everyone else does. But my name is Ty Knott, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.